All right, I think there's an opportunity for the GOP right now because of this landslide that they won in the election. And it's time for the folks that are in Congress. I'm talking the Republicans in the House and the Republicans in the Senate. All right? It's time for you all to start standing up and start showing MAGA who's really in power. And how we do that, folks, is use this, whatever you want to call this influx of Republican power. We as conservatives need to reestablish ourselves within this party. We need to establish what the tenets of conservatism and republicanism is. We need to reestablish a moral principle which has gone bye-bye since MAGA has taken over the Republican Party. We all know, I'm talking to each and every one of you Republicans in Congress and Senate know that this MAGA crap is very temporary. And that anybody who is going to be anointed power by Trump in a cabinet position or appointed position, you know that they're not going to operate, at least I hope you know this, they're not going to operate in the realms of conservative tenets. I don't even think they're going to be even loyal to Trump. I think everybody right now is trying to be in Trump's ear and getting in his favor in hopes of him nominating them for some kind of cabinet position. And once they obtain it, they're going to yield power how they see fit. And look, I'm calling on all those conservatives that are going to go that direction. It's time for us to start a conservative movement once again within the party. We need to force Trump to start passing conservative measures. And one of the things that we as conservative Republicans need to go after, in my opinion, pornography. And we've already done that here in Texas, baby. Take a look at this. Texas war on porn. Last year, the state enacted a law mandating that adult content websites verify the age of its users. Since the implementation, a dozen websites have been blocked access. Meanwhile, critics argue that the law infringes on fundamental rights to freedom of speech, expression, and privacy. Now, folks, look, I have already suggested how we go after porn. Now, remember, the whole idea of pornography being legal, it's supposed to be some kind of freedom of artistic expression. But you see, folks, what women are doing right now in OnlyFans is not artistic expression. It is lewd, disgusting behavior that if these women were doing this in the public view, they'd be arrested and labeled as sex offenders. Just because we're on the internet does not mean that women can operate with impunity, prostituting themselves in digital capacity. Now, am I against pornography? No. But if we're going to fall under the category of artistic expression, then there needs to be tools of the artistic trade used in that production in order for it to be merited any kind of artistic expression. You understand? I mean, you need camera people. You need boom mics. You need a script. You need actors. You need dialogue. That's what creates an artistic expression. And if you take a look at pornography when it first started coming into the mainstream back in the 70s and the 80s, that's exactly what those pornography materials had. They had all kinds of production. They had a script. They had dialogue. And of course, there was, sexual erotica. There was pornographic material, but it was encapsulated under the guise of expression because there was tools of artistic expression used in the production of that alleged pornographic material. And I think that what we should do as Republicans is stop this OnlyFans crap. We need to stop this garbage. All right? We need to stop this garbage. And no, this is not pro-censorship. Okay? This is reestablishing moral principle in this country. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any kind of sexual coitus being filmed and being distributed. I think that it should fall under the category of artistic expression, and artistic expression should be defined when it comes to the category of explicit material. And bitches that are out here creating OnlyFans and shitting in buckets and doing lewd behavior in the privacy of their own homes, this is not the privacy of their own home. When they put themselves out there, they are in the, quote, internet superhighway. All right? And what they are doing, in essence, is literally going outside. It'd be the equivalent of going outside and doing all these sexual acts in public. Okay? Be doing all this sexual acts in public. And anybody who did such a thing, they would be arrested. And this needs to stop. Okay? The idea of bitches going out and committing lewd acts, all right, because they're not producing anything. It's just them in front of their phones doing ridiculous, disgusting, defiling type behavior. And most of these women don't even know the long-term repercussions of the actions that they're doing. So in my personal opinion, what Texas is doing, this is what everybody that's conservative in America should be obliging, what we're doing out here in Texas. Out here in Texas, not only do we ban porn, we made it illegal for abortions after 6 weeks. We made it illegal, actually, this is now in an appellate court, but we made it illegal for drag shows to allow people under the age of 18, and they're now designated as adult entertainment. We don't fuck around in this state. We don't fuck around in this state. And I'm calling on all the Congress. I'm calling on the senators. I'm calling on the damn House of Representatives. If you're a true conservative, you need to start forcing Trump to start signing some of these conservative bills, because that's the reason why many of these people voted this fucking skunk-headed piece of shit into power. And he ain't going to do it voluntarily. He ain't going to do it voluntarily, so we have to force him to do it. And how we force him to do it is saying we ain't going to allow any of the shit that you decided that you were going to espouse on the campaign trail in 2024. We're not going to let any of that shit go. We're going to table everything until you start passing bills that are true conservative. And one of the bills, in my opinion, is to redefine what artistic expression is as it pertains to explicit material. And this will make it illegal for women to go out here and shit in buckets and defile themselves on OnlyFans, and it'll force them to actually do a production. It'll actually force them to go and get permits. Because believe it or not, if you do pornography in California, you can't film pornography without getting a plethora of state permits, of local permits. You can't do it without actually filing whether or not the people that are in the pornographic material are even 18 years of age. There needs to be files of these people's IDs. I mean, there's a whole protocol to this crap. And the fact that we've got OnlyFans and other like services, I don't mean to be just specifically singling out OnlyFans, I think that this needs to come to an end. And the Republicans right now, the conservatives, are in the position to be able to force a law to make this into reality. So I'm telling you this right now, this is what we need to do. If we're in power, we have to do this, and we have to start taking control of the country once again. This is our only opportunity. We have a super majority, and we need to start bringing back conservatism once again, because if we do nothing, then we are nothing. Anyway, Tesla Cyberheart, since Dragon Ball Super Disney is on, great. Thank you. I'm glad you're watching that. And Tesla Cyberheart, once again, help me rhinos. The big bad Trump is lowering my defense stocks. And feminist socialist Trump derangement syndrome is real because you haven't talked about Hunter yet. Well, first of all, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking to the folks that are in Congress, for them to start putting up bills and passing them, forcing Trump to sign them, that have some moral fiber, that have some old tenets of what republicanism used to be. That's what these folks in Congress need to start doing right now. Right now. And Five Finger Prostate Punch, go fuck yourself. I don't have a pornographic material fucking account. And President J, nobody watches porn for Story Kumler. Well, maybe that's the problem. I mean, maybe that's the problem, because you see, President J, some incel like yourself, because I know you're an incel, you're always over here. The reason that you probably don't have a girlfriend is because you look at pornographic material and think that the ridiculous shit that's portrayed on there is actually real life. And that's why many of you incels are fucking cringe, and y'all are creeps. And you completely, dissuade any woman from looking at you because you actually believe the garbage that's on the pornographic material. You think that women actually fall for this shit. So that's the problem. I mean, at the very minimum, if we're not going to regulate pornography, it should have at least a warning label on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it should have a warning label and say, hey, Coomers, these people were all paid. This is not fucking real, all right? The Bang Brush brothers didn't just randomly roll up on some chick walking down the street and pay her for having sex in a gangbang van. That shit is fake, all right? But you people believe that it's real, and that's the problem. And this is why porn needs to be regulated, and in my personal opinion, the Republicans are in the position to do it. And right now, if you want my personal opinion, folks, not only are the Republicans, as far as power is concerned, in the position to do it, but I think socially we are in the position to do it. Did y'all see this? This is very encouraging news. Take a look at this. Sales of Bibles are booming, fueled by first-time buyers and new versions. Publishers attributed a 22% jump in Bible sales this year alone. So in my personal view, folks, we are in the position, as far as conservative Republicans, to start resurrecting ourselves, considering now that we have been landslided into power. It's time for us to go out and make conservatism great again, because Trump is certainly not going to do that. Trump, as I've stated, was no different than 2008 and Obama. Didn't I say that? I saw parallels clearly from the 2008 Obama campaign to the 2024 Trump campaign, and take a look at what he's doing.